Hey guys, Elijah here. Today I want to talk about the Acolyte, which could be a controversial subject. The first thing with me is that I watch the shows weekly, and then when it's all said and done, I kind of let things sit and stew for a few minutes, and then I go back and I watch it all in one more or less one sitting. And so I did that yesterday with The Acolyte. Watched it weekly. Yesterday I took the afternoon and sat down and watched it. I don't understand the hate. I really don't. Not to the extent that people hate it. Is it a perfect show? Far from it. Did I love it? Yeah, I think I did. There's so much good in it that I feel like it outweighs the bad. When you watch it all together, I feel like my biggest issue with the show was originally the pacing. The two flashback episodes really threw me for a loop. Like, we get 2 episodes and then a whole flashback. It's like, okay, so why wasn't this flashback at the beginning? And then we get three more episodes, and then we get another flashback. And initially when I'm watching it, I'm like, why the hell is episode 7 a flashback? Like, episode 6 ends on a kinda, sorta cliffhanger, sort of. Like, it ends in the middle of a scene. So I wait a week, and then episode 7 rolls around, and I'm like, why aren't we continuing where we left off? Like, shouldn't... Okay, fine, another flashback. And granted, the flashback episodes are good, and I enjoyed them, but I just feel like there could have been a better way to do it. I get it. If it's not sprinkled throughout, you can't really have the whole murder mystery type of thing, because we're trying to figure out who did what, and how the story all comes together. I just feel like the show would have been better if we had gotten one episode. I would have preferred one episode in the beginning that took both points of views and just told us the story, and then let the rest of the story go. Because the pacing is just not great. Now, when I sat down and watched it all together, that pacing issue felt not quite as severe. It wasn't perfect by any means, but it did feel a little more coherent, though it still ended and I still had wished that they had figured out a different way to do that. But pacing really is my biggest issue with the show. There's a lot of good in it. As a massive prequel fan, it feels very prequel to me. It has, sort of the prequel combat, the look and feel of the show is very prequel to me, and as it should, considering it's what is leading into the prequels. So, yeah, the lightsaber fights, I feel, are some of the best choreographed fights we've had since the prequels. I really like the stranger, the new Sith, whatever he is. I really enjoyed Osha and May. While not all of the new Jedi were particularly exciting or well fleshed out characters, I really, really like Sol. His actor, I don't have his name up in front of me or anything, but his actor learned English to play this role because he was he loved Liam Neeson's performance as Qui-Gon in The Phantom Menace. And it shows. Like, you can tell he wants to be in Star Wars. He wants to be there. I feel like some of the characters are just kind of mindless drones. Just, they're kind of there. But, Sol wants to be there. Or the guy who plays Sol. Another issue I suppose I had were the environments weren't particularly exciting. All the planets sort of felt the same. There wasn't really one where I was like, I need to come here again. I need the show to bring us here again. I need to see it again in a future Star Wars project. Like, the planets weren't very exciting. At times I felt the costumes, the wardrobes, outfits, that they sometimes I felt looked kind of cheaply made. And considering the show's budget of what, 180 million for the whole series, I expected like the robes to look better. It didn't look like there was a lot of money on the screen. And I don't really know where that money went. The final episode, we get a fairly decent space battle, and that felt like there was money on the screen. Visually, flying between the rings of that planet or whatever was really gorgeous. That CGI was great. So that sequence looked like there was some money put into it. But outside of that, I'm struggling to see where all the money went. Because it wasn't a bad looking show by any stretch of the imagination. It just didn't look as expensive as it probably should have, considering the budget. But as far as the story goes, I was intrigued. I was hooked. And I looked forward to my Tuesday nights at 9. I'm sad that it's done. And I know the amount of hate this show got. And I suppose that's just the internet for you and Star Wars fans in general. It seems that there's just no pleasing most Star Wars fans anymore. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Personally, I'm happy with the show that we got. It's definitely one that I'll be watching again, and I will have my fingers crossed that we get a season 2, because that character appearance in the final episode was great, and I really want a chance to see more of him. And I won't spoil it for those that don't know it yet, but that made my little nerd heart quite happy. And of course the final shot, but it ended on a lot of cliffhangers. It didn't feel, this first season felt like a half a season to me instead of a complete season. Like, I feel like it should have had another 8 episodes, or at the very least have taken an approach like Andor did and have 12 episodes. I feel like this stretched over 12 probably would have been a lot better. I don't think 8 episodes was the right format. They could have told more story and made it feel more complete. Overall, I really liked it. I'd probably give it a solid 7 out of 10 if I was gonna put a number rating to it. I look forward to seeing where this goes, and hopefully a season 2, because I'd really like to continue this story. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Star Wars: The Acolyte, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.